Coming up on DC News Now, President Trump suggesting a takeover of DC.
Why the president thinks it's time for more federal oversight in the city. Plus, a Prince George's County police officer accused of killing a fellow officer in a crash, what investigators say may have been a critical factor in the deadly collision.
And good morning. We're starting off with humid conditions, the sunshine for now, but turn a bit more active as we look in towards this afternoon with more thunderstorms. Of all these details and timing coming up.
And one of Dulles' airport dogs taking time to rest and recover, now back on the job. Coming up, we're checking in with K9 Freddy.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Your time is now 8 a.m. starting off with a live look outside on this Wednesday morning of Roslyn. We know it's another hot and humid day and, of course, a DMV first warn day. Good morning and thanks for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Arielle Carbone.
I'm Randy Bass. It is Wednesday, July 9th. We have made it to hump day here in the district, but again, another DMV first warn day. Want to grab both maybe the sunglasses and the umbrella as you leave the house today.
Yeah, very summery pattern where we're starting off, dry, humid, sunshine, and then we see those thunderstorms popping up into the afternoon. And the thunderstorm activity is the main reason why we did make that a DMV first warn day. Some of these storms will contain those heavier downpours, and that could lead to that flash flood potential. But anyway, satellite and radar out there this morning. Starting off with some sunshine out there for much of the region. We did have some lingering showers, mainly across southern Maryland earlier, but those have since faded away. We'll be watching, though, for those clouds and the shower and thunderstorms starting to pop up back out towards our west. Those will move in later on today. Flood watch goes into effect at 2 p.m. for most of our area, and that'll continue to hold till midnight tonight. So this is day 2 of the flood watch actually for DC, the I-95 corridor, Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland. So here we go again. For the day today, it does also include the Shenandoah Valley and along and south of 66. And you'll notice a future cast that by 4 p.m. we're looking at those scattered thunderstorms, some pockets of some heavy to steady rainfall at that. And we could see multiple rounds of some of the strongest or at least heaviest of those thunderstorms sliding across parts of the area, leading to that flash flood potential even through 7 p.m. this evening. So it's really right around that evening commute time frame that you do want to be weather aware for any of that ponding or any of that localized flash flooding. Some of these storms could contain also gusty winds. So that'll be something to look out for too with some of the strongest of those storms. I'll go over more details on this and we'll get towards the rest of that 8-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. President Trump has once again suggested a takeover of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, it's not the first time the president has done so in his 6 months since taking office. Our Candace Cole is live at the National Mall with more on the latest threat, which is raising concerns for Washingtonians. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning. Well, President Trump made the comments during his Tuesday cabinet meeting when he was responding to a question about New York City's Democratic mayoral candidate, Zohran Mamdani. Take a listen.
If a communist gets elected to run New York, it can never be the same, but we have tremendous power at the White House to run places when we have to. We could run D.C.
Trump went on to say that his administration has a good relationship with D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, and they're, quote, testing to see if it works. In referencing crime in the district, Trump said his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, is working with Mayor Bowser and said, quote, they're doing all right. I mean, in the sense that we would run it so good, it would be run so proper. We would get the best person to run it. D.C. has been under home rule for over 50 years, allowing residents in the district to elect their own mayor and city council. However, the federal government still maintains some oversight. D.C.'s U.S. Shadow Representative Oye Owalewa says Trump's comments make the push for D.C. statehood even that much more important.
It's another Trump threat to our home rule and our self-autonomy. When we fight for D.C. statehood, it's not just about voting rights. It's our ability to essentially have control over our own lives, our budget, the way we're able to vote for our mayor and things like that.
And a federal takeover has also been floated in Congress for D.C. We did reach out to the mayor's office. They have declined to comment. Reporting live at the National Mall, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
And the Supreme Court now clearing the way for President Trump to continue downsizing the federal workforce. The court overrode the lower court's ruling that temporarily froze the cuts. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the only dissenting vote. She warns that allowing the Trump administration to downsize the federal workforce will cause widespread cancellations of federal programs and mass layoffs. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's nominated President Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. He shared the details during a meeting at the White House and gave Trump the letter he sent to the Nobel Committee. This is only one small step in the secretive process, and Trump has been nominated for the prestigious award several times.
Developing now, D.C. police and the FBI are partnering up to offer an increased reward of $40,000 in the deadly shooting of a young man in the district. They are seeking information in that shooting of a 21-year-old. He was a congressional intern and a rising senior at UMass Amherst. Eric Tarpinian-Yakim just joined Congressman Ron Estes' office last month. In his statement, the congressman from Kansas said Eric had a kind heart and greeted everyone with a smile. Investigators say Eric was not the intended target when he was shot and killed at 7th and M Street. In Maryland, a Prince George's County family is hoping their message of heartbreak can help save lives. Sharita Criswell was found dead in her Landover apartment Saturday. The 29-year-old's boyfriend, Harry Lindsay, is accused of shooting and killing her during an argument. Criswell's mother sharing a tearful message alongside officers yesterday.
He said, "Ma, I'm sorry and I love you. I love your daughter. I'll never do it again." 4 days later, he killed my baby. They say things that they think we want to hear. But when he tell you he's going to kill you, you need to get away. He's not going to say it just to say it. He's saying it because he mean it.
Lindsay is facing first-degree murder charges and is being held without bond. Turning now to Northern Virginia, where a Woodbridge man is pleading guilty in a deadly shooting near a nightclub about 4 years ago. Happened in 2021 outside the Babylon Cafe in Woodbridge. Prosecutors say Travion Johnson was seen on camera firing shots outside the hookah lounge. Kaylin Robinson was shot several times in the parking lot. Detectives say they knew each other and Johnson planned to murder Robinson. In the district, a man is accused of stabbing and pepper spraying another man in Northwest. Officers found a man hurt on the 4th of July. He was rushed to the hospital. Investigators later arrested Aaron Striplin. He's been charged with assault with a dangerous weapon. And an update and a story we first brought you over the weekend. Loved ones of a toddler shot and killed in Southeast D.C. are speaking out amid the search for her killer.
Yeah, we spoke to the family of Honesty Cheadle. Take a listen.
You done hurt a baby, 3-year-old. Her name is Honesty Cheadle. She was 3 years old. What could she done to anybody?
That is Radom Cheadle, Honesty's great uncle. He says Honesty was with her father and had just returned from a 4th of July fireworks show when gunshots were fired and she was shot.
The person that did this is a coward to me, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to help find him.
Police are still investigating and offering a $25,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and a conviction in this case. A retired D.C. detective is killed in a car crash that happened just a couple miles from his Maryland home. The driver of the other car is a current officer. Police say alcohol may have played a role, and that officer is now on desk duty. D.C. News Now's Max Marcilla has more on the investigation.
A day after a crash that took the life of a retired MPD detective, the signs are still there. 56-year-old Carlton Herndon retired from the force a few years back. This photo from 2010, when then investigator Herndon was commended for recovering a knife used in a stabbing. Herndon was here trying to cross Route 301 when his car was hit by Anthony Coleman's Ford F-250. Now, the investigation is still ongoing. You can see it's been less than a day since the crash and debris is still here. But so far, state police say Coleman was speeding, and they also believe alcohol was a factor. 34-year-old Coleman has not been charged. He's a Prince George's County officer who was off duty and in his personal car Monday night. In a statement, PGPD says he was placed in an administrative duty status with pay pending the outcome of the investigation. Herndon's family did not want to speak. The heartbreak is still fresh. The signs of the investigation are too. And as we were filming the site of the crash, a driver rolled down their windows and asked if the traffic light is coming. He says crashes here happen way too often, the latest one taking a life. Reporting in Brandywine, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Max, thank you. Turning now to Virginia, new photos show a pickup truck ripped apart after an Amtrak train crashed into it. Happened in Catlett, that's in Fauquier County. 2 women in the truck survived. We are told they're okay. Investigators say the pickup truck tried crossing the tracks in front of the train and was torn to pieces. No one on the train, though, was hurt. Devastating new developments in Texas this morning. The death toll there topping 100 as officials continue their rescue and recovery efforts. Severe damage also caused by the deadly floods there. The floods damaged a bridge, shifted cars, and even moved a house off of its foundation. The deadly floods also devastated a summer camp there. Those search and rescue efforts are continuing in the central part of the state this morning.
Yeah, the governor says more than 160 people are still missing. Early Friday morning, the wall of water swept dozens of people, including children, miles away. When first responders went out to search for people, they found them clinging to trees and calling for help. But officials say it's been 4 days since they've been able to locate anyone still alive. Tough to listen to there. Swift water rescue teams from Virginia have been sent to help with search efforts. Governor Glenn Youngkin speaking about the tragedy and says first responders jumped in to save his family in Texas.
By the grace of God, my family was safe. I have to say there was moments when they weren't. They ended up being safe during the day.
President Trump and the First Lady are planning to visit the region on Friday.
Federal officials say the priority, though, remains finding survivors. FEMA is on the ground helping, even amid federal cuts at the agency. But President Trump is pledging the government's support. He says he is hopeful more people will be rescued.
Probably unlikely at this point, but there could be, they're thinking there could be the possibility, but what a tragic situation.
FEMA says hundreds of people were rescued in the days following the flood.
And check this out, a very good boy will be back on duty at Dulles Airport this morning. K9 Freddie was attacked last month while working with Customs and Border Patrol. A man kicked Freddie when Customs say he found snake meat in the man's luggage. Since then, there has been an outpouring of support for Freddie on social media, so a big welcome back to work for Freddie. Look at him there. Well, the time is 8:12 and still to come on DC News Now, celebrating National French Fry Day at a popular convenience store.
Yes, when the offer starts and how you can get your hungry hands on a free bag of fries. I hope it comes with ranch.